there guys, it's Megan. If you're returning to my channel, then welcome back, and if you're new, then as always, welcome aboard. Is anyone else out running Christmas errands, shipping stuff to family members across the various parts of the world? So much stress at Christmas. Like, can we talk about this real quick? Like, what's happening here? Let's just try to ignore that. So anyway, while we're thinking about Christmas and out spending all of the money in the entire world, let's talk about some ways to save money when you go to Disney World. So when you're first booking your Disney vacation, a good way to save money is to actually just not even bother booking on property. If that's not going to be a big deal to you, the transportation and all that being included, then stay off Disney property. It's going to be a lot cheaper. You're going to get more things for what you're paying. You know, a lot of hotels will have like continental breakfast and that kind of thing included, and it's not going to be as expensive to begin with. You know, Disney hotels they're Disney hotels. They're pretty great. But you're going to pay for that Disney name, just like with anything else that has a Disney name attached to it. So if staying on Disney property is not that big a deal to you, then definitely try to book off property because it is going to be cheaper. And also, while you're booking your hotels and your tickets and everything, think about the length of time that you're going to be there and how many days are you going to want to be in the park. So if you are going for a very short period of time, your tickets are going to cost more per day. So, you know, for a one-day park ticket for any random day, I looked for sometime next week, it's $115 per day per person if you just go for one day. But if you go for 5 days, then it drops it down to about $74 per day per person. The more days that you're going to the parks, the greater the discount is going to be on the tickets. You know, you're going to be paying more overall, but each day is not going to cost as much. So something to think about. Another way that you can save money is to not get the park hopper option. If you are not going to want to be going from park to park to park to park all throughout the day, if you're just kind of a one park a day family, then that's going to save you a good bit of money just right there. Just saying, you know what, we're going to stick to one park and it's just going to be that park for the day, and you're going to save about $50 per day per person on those tickets, just not having the park hopper option. So that's also something to keep in mind when you're booking. A great way to save money a lot of people talk about is the food. And you know, a lot of people always mention bring your own snacks, bring your own meals, bring food into the parks with you, and don't buy food on property. So that's a great thing. We always do that. We hardly ever eat on property. I know that's terrible, but there's so many places that I have not eaten just because we always just bring our own stuff because it's hot and I don't really feel like eating when it's hot, and then plus there's things to do. I've got to get to the teacups. Excuse me. I'm not sitting down for a burger. But anyway, so bring food, bring snacks. That's a good way to save money because you're not having to, you know, buy a $6 burger every time someone's hungry. So there's that, which is a pretty common one. Another pretty common one is to not pay for water. You know, if you pay for a bottle of water every time someone's like, Mom, I'm thirsty, it's going to be $4 a bottle every single time. And that can add up. So make sure that you are taking advantage of the water fountains that are around there. You know, it's Florida tap water, so grain of salt. But, you know, that is available in, you know, you can bring your own water bottles into the park if you want, and you can bring refillable water bottles and actually, you know, go to the quick service locations and have, you know, just ask for a glass of water, just a cup of water, and they'll give it to you, and you can just pour that into your water bottle and take it with you. Or just make sure that you are going to quick service locations and getting that free cup of water whenever you need it. You don't necessarily have to take it with you, but whenever you do find that you need some water, make sure that you are stopping by those quick service locations and getting those. So those two food tips were a little bit more common. A couple of things that I don't hear people mention very often is if you are wanting to save money while you're at Disney World, do not buy the Disney dining plan. Unless you are one of those people who eats 3 square meals a day, huge meals, table service kind of things, the dining plan is not going to be worth the money. And I have never actually used a dining plan because, like I said, I don't eat that much when I'm running around the parks. So it's just not worth the money to me to spend it up front. Because then you feel like, oh, I have to order the most expensive thing on the menu to make up for what I've paid outright. And, you know, that can kind of wear on you when all you really want is a salad, but the salad only costs $6, and why am I using an entire table service credit when I could be getting, you know, a steak for the same credit? So for me, it works better to just pay for what I want when I want it. You know, if we do go out to eat somewhere, just to go ahead and get what we want that way and not bother with the dining plan. Plus, you hear a lot of times people who get a dining plan that has a lot of snack credits and they have them left over at the end because they can't physically eat all of the food that is included on the dining plan. There's just too much. You're just planning your day around food at that point. So then people at the end of their vacations end up saying, you know what, we're just going to go to this place, we're just going to use all of the snack credits, and we're going to go home with all of the chips and the apples and all of that kind of stuff, things that they can take with them. And if that's something that you want to do, that's great. Go for it. More power to you. it's just a good way to save money is to just forego the dining plan completely. Just go in there saying, you know what, we're just going to eat where we want to eat, and we're going to order what we want to order. You don't feel like you have to order certain things to make it worth it for what you already spent. And another thing that I live by as far as saving money on food at Disney is I do not buy breakfast. I refuse to buy breakfast. I don't want to waste time in the mornings. When I'm trying to get to the parks, I don't want to have to go somewhere and get breakfast and sit down and eat breakfast. I would rather just have something in my room, have some cereal, have a granola bar, have something like that I can just, eat really quick, and we can go, and it's going to be a lot faster and a lot cheaper than having to say, where are we going to go for breakfast this morning? Let's go sit down over here. Now, if you want to do a character dining breakfast, then that's something completely different. And if you want to do that, then that's fine. And, a lot of the reservations that you can get, like, for breakfast in the early morning, you do that so that you can get into the park before the park actually opens. And that's completely fine. That's, if that's what you're going for, then that's what you're going for, and that's, that's cool. But if you are coming at this strictly from I want to save money standpoint because I want to go to Disney but it's so dang expensive, then a good way to save a little bit of money, because you got to figure breakfast is going to be somewhere around, minimum like $6 or $7 per person. That's, not including drinks. If you're just getting a breakfast sandwich or a pastry or something like that, it's going to be $5. So to be able to save a little bit of money by having something in your room before you leave, or if, like I mentioned, you're not staying on property and you have like a continental breakfast, great way to save money, because you can eat as much as you want, and then you can head out, get straight to the parks. You've had a little bit of time to digest. You're not, eating in the park and then having to walk around for an hour going, oh my gosh, I am so full. You got a little bit of time. You can go straight in, get to the rides, get to the attractions, and enjoy Disney a little bit more. And now the hard part. The buying of things when you're at Disney World. Everyone wants to buy all of the Disney things, and it's super normal to want to buy all of those things. But there's some things that you should buy ahead of time, some things you shouldn't buy at all, that kind of situation. So I've mentioned before, bring rain protection. Whether you want a poncho, you want an umbrella, you want a raincoat, whatever you want to bring, have it before you get there, because you don't want to be in a pouring afternoon thunderstorm in Florida and you don't have any rain protection. Run into a gift shop and buy a $9 poncho. You don't want to be in that situation, unless you really want a Mickey poncho, in which case, well, like I said, more power to you. But for me, just go ahead, bring it with you. You don't have to buy that. Everyone's got raincoats or umbrellas or something that you can throw in your suitcase and get down there with you. So that's a good way to not have to spend that kind of money when the rain just pops up randomly. And another thing that you should think about before you leave is buy some Disney shirts from somewhere else before you actually get to Disney. A lot of times you can find some really, really cute ones. Target has like my favorite ones in the entire world right now. There's a Powerline one for any Goofy movie fans. Oh my gosh, Target has a Powerline Standout Tour 95 t-shirt, and I think it's technically a men's shirt, but excuse me, do you think I'm not buying that? So buying that. But anyway, sorry, sidetracked. So yeah, you can definitely find some really cute Disney shirts. You can find them at the Disney store, you can find them at Target, you can find them probably at like Walmart or somewhere like that. Just buy those before, that way you have them and you can wear them in the parks, and you can kind of deter yourself from buying every single t-shirt with a Mickey Mouse on it that you see while you're at the parks if you've already bought some and you already have some stuff that you can wear down there. Now if you go down and you don't have any Disney clothes and you're walking around just in your plain t-shirts and you really want something with Mickey on it, it's going to be harder to say no. But if you've already got some awesome, if you have, I'm rocking Powerline, I'm not concerned about the Mickey Mouse t-shirt, let's be real. One other thing that you can do to kind of prep for going to Disney to save a little bit of money is buy gift cards before you go. And I've mentioned this before in my Disney park bag video or packing for Disney. I'll link it up there. If you buy gift cards before you go, a lot of times there are going to be specials at the grocery stores or whatever that you're buying them at. You can get cash back depending on what you're buying them with. So then you're going to be getting money that you can only spend at Disney. So that amount of money has already been paid, it's already dedicated to Disney, and that's something that is set aside. You buy 3 or 4 $25 gift cards over the course of a couple of months leading up to your Disney vacation, and then you've got $75 to $100 that is just it's Disney money. It's paid for, all it's just waiting for you to find something with Mickey Mouse on it and spend it. It's dedicated to Disney. But at the same time, you've been able to get, some store credit points back. You've been able to get cash back in some instances. Maybe there's a special running. If you buy $50 worth of gift cards, you get a $10 gift card free, something like that. So just make sure that you're looking into buying some gift cards ahead of time. And there is actually a website, I believe, I'll try to find it and link it down below, where you can go and consolidate all of these gift cards. So say that 18 months out, we're going to Disney, this month. Then you can start buying gift cards periodically. Buy one a month for that entire 18 months, and you're going to stack those up and without having to spend a whole chunk of money at one time. You'll spread out the spending and you'll have plenty of money that you can spend on your Disney vacation. Now you're like, I don't want to have 18 gift cards floating around. Take them to this website if I can find it. I'll try really hard. Then you can go on there and you can consolidate them all onto one. So you have this one prepaid card that has a couple $100s on it that's just basically Mickey bucks. You're ready to spend them at Disney, and you don't have to worry about how much have we spent while we're on this vacation. And my last tip for saving a little bit of money is, throughout your vacation, if you see things that you do want to buy, whether you're buying them with your gift cards that you bought ahead of time or you're just going to pay for them outright, make note of where you've seen them, what the things are, and then just kind of keep track of where they are. Most of the prices are going to be the same, depending on, it doesn't matter where they are. The prices are going to be pretty much the same. But if there is a price difference, make sure that you note that, so that you know where the cheapest place is to get the item that you're wanting. But wait until the last couple of days, because that way you've had time to think about, is this something that I'm actually going to use? And it'll help minimize the amount of things that you have to cram back in the suitcase, and you get home and you're like, why did I buy this? Do I need this? No, I definitely don't need this. So if you wait until the last day, that'll help you kind of narrow down, these are the 2 or 3 things that I really definitely want, and you can kind of prioritize and make sure that you're spending less money on souvenirs. Make sure that you're really getting the things that you really only truly want, and not just necessarily things that you walk by and were like, oh, gotta have that. Well, I think that is it. I think those are some of my big tips for saving money at Disney World. If you have any other tips, any great tricks that you use when you're going to the parks, saving a little bit of money, let us know those down below. We'd like to share those, keep our Disney community saving the money where we can, because we're not giving up the Disney vacations. We can't do that. So if you have any suggestions for future videos, or if you have any questions, comments, concerns, any of that good stuff, let me know those down below, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, y'all.